Welcome back to Patch and Luke and Zenoso, 700 ESPN, 1080 ESPN. It's time for the Hooters Hat Trick, but we need one more competitor, one more contestant on the Hooters Hat Trick. We have 3 of our 4. We need one more. Joining us today are Katelyn, a returner, along with Kay, another returner. Well, hello, ladies.
Hello.
How you been?
Great.
You enjoying this smog, fog, smoke thing we got going on outside? Or it's probably a good time to come inside the Hooters, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Is kind of getting you down, or is it changing you at all, or is everything just fine?
Everything is good.
We're about to start school next week. Actually, you're done
I'm
with
not.
school.
I graduated.
You graduated?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Wow.
Thank you.
All done.
Well, I have an internship, but pretty much.
Well, that's awesome.
It
That's
is.
why we go to school. Some people don't get there. Was that cool? I mean, how big was that for you when you finally got to get done and you turned in your last test?
Amazing. It's not. It doesn't feel real yet. When school starts for everybody else and I don't go, then I'll feel it.
Yeah.
That's true, because Eastern starts so
Yeah,
late.
because it's like summer right
I
now.
know who's happiest is Katelyn's parents
Correct.
because now she's going to start paying for herself.
We'll
see about that.
Huh?
I moved home.
Oh, you moved home?
And now they
Okay.
pay for my stuff more.
Well, I feel sorry for Katelyn's parents. And but no, very, very soon she's going to move out into the world, and then Katelyn's parents are going to throw a party, much the same way that my wife and I will be throwing a party someday soon.
That's how it works.
As long as I'm invited to the party, I'm
Yeah,
good.
okay. You get invited to your own going away party.
Good.
It's
You
You can
pretty
have
good,
it at
yeah.
Hooters in our back room.
Yeah, that's true. They probably get a discount there, so that's how that works. So we gave you a list of games. Now this week we only gave you 4 to choose from, so you'll get to pick 3 of those 4, all local games. What's the first game you're going to pick?
We chose Eastern Washington over Weber State.
So the Eagles
Yep.
over Weber. Now, full disclosure, both of you are Eastern Eagles, correct?
Correct.
Katelyn, a former Eastern Eagle, alumnus,
Yes.
and Kay, a current Eastern Eagle.
Yes.
So keep that in mind with these picks. But
Yes.
Eastern over Weber State. Okay, that's pick number 1. What else do you got?
We have Colorado and Washington State.
Okay.
And being the Eastern Eagles, we are going to go ahead and pick Colorado for that game.
We don't like the Cougs.
They just flat don't like Washington State.
They don't get the points. They're not getting
no
the 20
point
points.
spread,
Okay. All
nothing.
right,
They're
all
going to
right.
beat them straight up.
Wow.
And if Washington State wins,
Love that pick, by the way.
if Washington
Thank
State
you.
wins, that makes Eastern look better.
Okay.
Because they defeated
Okay.
Eastern earlier this year.
Now, I told them that they went and they grabbed the paper, and the first thing they did is circle Eastern, and the second thing they did is circle Colorado. I said, you guys, Colorado is like maybe the worst.
Yeah.
According to ESPN.com, they are number 1 on the not top 10. They are the worst team in America, according to ESPN.com. And they said, we don't care. We hate Washington State.
And they can only go up from here, so hopefully they'll win.
Okay. So that's pick number 2. What do you got for pick number 3?
We chose Seattle over Green Bay.
The Seahawks over the Packers. Why that?
Well,
They're our team.
They're from Seattle.
Close enough.
Okay. So you're just going to go, you're going birds. You're going Eastern, the Eagles, and the Seahawks, the birds, and then you're picking against Washington State. What was that?
I've never,
That was our
that was
bird.
the Eastern
that?
Eagle.
What the heck
you
was
just
that?
flew in.
I'm going to have to ask you never to do that again. I get too distracted. I was looking for a bird.
No, see, last year, I don't know who was the gal we had in last week. She picked Seattle, and she said she was picking Seattle because that Wilson guy is playing pretty well at quarterback.
Oh,
See,
that's right.
we liked that knowledge.
That's right.
Might have been Rachel.
That was Rachel.
It was Rachel.
That was Rachel.
It was Rachel.
Rachel said, yeah, because the Wilson guy's playing pretty good.
Rachel Mosley.
At the same time, they picked against Green Bay because they were, or against the 49ers because they weren't playing very well.
That's
Yeah.
well,
So-
okay. all
So
right. She was
yeah.
1 out of 2.
So, exactly, 1 for 2. 1 for 2. So those are your picks: Eastern over Weber, Colorado over Washington State, and Seattle Seahawks over the Green Bay Packers. Those are the 3 picks. Let's go to the phone lines. Pat is the first to join us. Pat, how are you?
Hello, ladies.
Hello, Pat.
Well, Pat, good start. They were not creeped out. These are veterans. Katelyn and Kay, they understand how the game goes. Rachel last week was a little. The newer ones have a hard time with the hello, which is ridiculous. It should be this should just be awesome.
They
I don't
should love
understand
it.
why it has to be creepy. I don't get it. So,
Exactly.
Pat, did you hear the picks?
I did.
Okay, Pat, how many did they get right? 0, 1, 2, or 3?
2.
They got 2 right. Which one did they
Yeah.
miss?
They're going to miss the Cougars game.
We'll see about that.
So, Pat, you're big on the
Colorado
Seahawks.
is the worst.
So are the Cougs.
They did beat Eastern.
Coming from a Husky fan.
That was a fluke.
Now, Pat, so you're big on the Seahawks over the Packers, too, then?
Yeah, I like Seattle's defense.
Okay, cool. Good to know, Pat. Thank you for your call. Appreciate it.
Thanks, bye.
That's Pat. Pat picked 2. Pat picked 2. Bob's next on the Hooters Hat Trick. Bob, how are you?
Hello, ladies.
Hello, Bob.
There you go. See, Kay's even going name recognition here, Bob. So that's memorable for Kay. She's going to write it down and keep track of how Bob did. So, Bob, did you hear the picks?
I did.
Okay. You cannot pick 2. So did they get 1, 0, or 3 correct?
They got one right.
They got 1 right. Which one did they get right, Bob?
The Eastern one.
The Eastern game. Okay. So
Yeah.
you're thinking Washington State is going to beat Colorado and the Packers will beat the Seahawks.
Well, being a Packers fan, I have to choose Green Bay.
Oh, okay. I see. There
Yeah.
should be. All right, now, Bob, you're a Packers fan. Does this game scare you at all, or do you think you have this one in the bag?
Before the season, I thought it was an easy win, but now that I have no idea how it's going to go.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. And as a Seahawks fan, that encourages me that the Packer fan is, it's in the bag. They're even, I think everybody, I think you guys, Rick and Vince, had good points is, the way Seattle's played and the way Green Bay has played has made this look a much more close game than it did when the schedule was released.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, who's our final combatant here on the Hooters Hat Trick?
Kevin.
Kevin, how are you?
Doing great. Ladies, good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
afternoon.
Kevin.
Ooh, in stereo. Kevin, did you hear the picks?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you cannot pick 2 or 1. So did they get 3 right, and you're going to make them happy? Or are you going to make them not happy and say that they got 0 right?
Well, both hard picks. I'm sorry, ladies, but I'm going to have to go with 0.
Kevin.
Boo you.
Kevin, do you know anything about the Hooters Hat Trick? Even if you don't think
Yeah.
they're going to win them all, you got to make them happy, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, Kevin. You got to pick with your head, not your heart sometimes. We appreciate it. And now, if you would have gotten to pick first, what would you have picked?
I would have picked 2.
You would have picked 2. Which one do you think they got wrong?
Seattle.
You think Colorado's going to beat Washington State?
No, I mean the Seahawks are going to lose to Green Bay.
Oh, so you would have picked 1 then, probably. Unless you think Colorado. Do you think Colorado's going to beat Washington State?
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay, so see there. So according to you, you only need 1 upset to be correct, Kevin. So there you go. You need
There you go.
you need Weber State, which of course we're not going to root for on this channel because it's the home of the Eastern Eagles. So that's we're going to root against you, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin, for calling. No, we appreciate it.
Too bad. Thank you.
All right, that's Kevin, and then Dan, of course, will get 4 or we'll get 3. So if you get all 3 right, Dan will be our winner. What's coming up at Hooters? I know it's a big weekend for fighting. That's usually a pretty good thing for Hooters, right?
Yeah, we do have the fight this weekend. We also have a lot of things going on for the upcoming football or the current / upcoming football season. We have this new thing that we've never done before. It's called Monday Night Football. If you come in just during the game on Monday nights and you are over 21, you get 60 Hooters bucks to gamble with. And
Fake money.
But then you gamble on just certain events that will happen every quarter. And then at the end of the season, and then you get to collect your money. Every Monday that you come in, you get another $60. And then at the end of the season, we have a bunch of prizes we're going to raffle off, including a big screen TV, an iPod, a 50% off. It's good for a whole year of food and merchandise at Hooters. And then I'm trying to get my our general manager to raffle off his car. I don't know.
Ooh, let's
We're
get that
working on
done.
that. But,
What's he drive?
I think he has a minivan.
He has a
doesn't
minivan.
Hey, it's a free car. Let's get that minivan
yeah,
out
it's a
there.
sick minivan, though.
Oh,
so,
it's a
Oh,
tricked
really?
out minivan.
Yeah.
I got the
Maybe got
rims
a
on
racing
it.
stripe on it or something.
Yeah,
Does it
yeah.
come with a baby seat?
Nice.
It
got a-
totally
Oh, yeah.
does. Yep.
He went up and got the upgrade to the off-colored fender also on the minivan, so there's always that. Hey, don't forget the Hooters Hat Trick winner this week will win a pair of tickets to see a future Eastern Washington Eagle football game. Also get a pair of tickets to see Trouble with the Curve at Regal Cinemas. We talked about that yesterday. Clint Eastwood plays the grumpy guy in that movie, so really going out of his comfort zone.
The grumpy guy who doesn't like to change his ways.
That's right. And Amy Adams plays the hot chick. So again, going out of her element there. And also a Hooters wing party good for 200 wings for you and however many friends that would take to feed. 200 wings. And if you two were winning that, what flavor wings would you suggest?
I would choose honey Thai. That's my favorite.
Honey Thai, Jack Talk Thai, real good. What about you, Kay?
Well, I thought we both had the same favorite. I guess not anymore. I like Parmesan garlic.
Neither
like
one of
that
you.
too.
The correct answer, the answer we were going for was Daytona. Daytona.
No, those aren't the
That's-
best.
They are the best, actually. They are absolutely the best.
We have new sauces.
Well, which ones do we got?
We have habanero barbecue, chipotle honey, and Chesapeake?
Chesapeake. It's a dry rub.
The Chesapeake. Have you tried them all? Do they make you try them all?
Well,
I mean, we just
we
like
eat
to.
a lot.
Yeah.
So yes.
Now, I'm judging, and this is a guess on my part. Katelyn, you're working tonight.
Yes.
Kay, are you working tonight?
I am.
Okay, so you can come in tonight, say hi to Katelyn, say hi to Kay. Don't forget UFC tomorrow. I'm going to call ahead and make sure that they have tables available because UFC at Hooters is a big deal.
Yes.
John Bones Jones fighting tomorrow, so that's a big one. So check that out at Hooters. And thank you, ladies, for joining us today. And thank you for
guys.
your picks and your reasoning for your picks. I love the reasoning. We're going to pick against Washington State because we hate them. So that's about as good a reason
That's a
as you
good
can pick
reason.
against. That's a pretty
think
good reason.
so.
I'll give you that.
Have you met
So-
their
I see no
fans?
fault with that reasoning for the record.
Thank you.
Steve on board.
Thanks.
So, yeah, I like the reasoning behind your picks, and you are standing strong by them. So thank you, ladies. We'll see you next week for the Hooters Hat Trick, and we'll see you this weekend out at Hooters.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When we come back, 700 ESPN, 1080 ESPN, live from the Frost Brewed Coors Light Studio. More of our tomfoolery. And don't forget, Chris Crocker coming up later for the forecast.
I'm Bud Namick with today's Cougar Crimson.